That is Austin Butler with his uncanny portrayal of Elvis Presley in last year's movie Elvis, which has made nearly $300 million at the box office. For that performance, in which he does most of the singing himself, Butler earned an Academy Award nomination. He's up for Best Actor. We know his name now, but when the first trailer for Elvis was released a year ago, showing an actor with a breathtaking resemblance to the king, the world asked collectively, who is that? It was a fair question. Butler's most notable previous movie role was in 2019's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There he played a small part in a cast that featured his acting heroes, Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Since the release of Elvis, Butler has stepped into that celebrity spotlight himself, winning the Golden Globe, hosting Saturday Night Live, with a long list of roles now ahead of him. Willie and Austin got together here in New York for a Sunday sit-down to talk about the ride.
Austin Butler is living the kind of rare moment actors dream about. Already the winner of a Golden Globe for his turn as the king of rock and roll, Butler now is nominated for the ultimate prize.
We're lost in a cloud with too much rain.
I always had these dreams, and there were many moments in my life where it didn't feel like it was possible, you know. I just feel very humbled and grateful.
With the look, the voice, and even a little of that swagger, Butler had Elvis on his mind long before director Baz Luhrmann called.
Were you singing along to Blue Christmas or something?
It was Blue Christmas.
Yeah.
I think we have a similar timbre of voice. Then I got a call from my agent that Baz was making the movie, and that was one of those moments where the hairs stand up on your arms, and you think, okay, the stars are aligning a little too clearly right now, so let's just throw all our chips on the table and give it everything that I have.
The film, nominated for 8 Academy Awards, reveals the man behind the showman, an often tortured performer coping with overwhelming sudden fame, while battling drugs and butting heads with his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, played by Tom Hanks.
I am a promoter. That is what I do.
And I'm Elvis Presley. That's what I do.
The idea of getting to explore the life of somebody who had the life that Elvis had, and it has either been so misunderstood and is now simply a Halloween costume for people, or he's idolized to a level where he becomes larger than life. There were many times that it felt impossible, and I didn't feel like I was enough. And I kept waiting for somebody to look at me and go, you don't belong here, get out of here, you know? And Baz had this faith in me.
You were a shy kid, so how did you end up breaking through that in the end and saying, oh, I can do this, I can command a crowd?
Part of it was learning that Elvis was very shy. And so that was freeing for me to know that even Elvis felt fear.
It goes something like this.
Do you remember the first time you looked in the mirror and saw Elvis?
I was in the room by myself. It was like I was seeing Elvis giving me a pep talk, because I'm seeing that face in the mirror saying, you know, yes, this is terrifying, but that's exactly what Elvis was feeling in that moment. Was his career was on the line. And that's exactly how I felt, so it was surreal.
The acclaim Elvis has received is bittersweet for Butler, who grew close to Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie, before her death in January.
I felt so much responsibility to them and for their family and for Elvis's legacy. And then when I finally got to meet Lisa Marie, we're looking into each other's eyes, and I felt so much love for her. I know it weighed on her a lot how misunderstood he was, and I just wish that she was here to celebrate with us.
Butler's road to Hollywood began not far away in Anaheim, California, where he was raised with his older sister.
How did you find your way to acting?
I mean, when I look back at it, I was so shy in public, but then I would do anything to make my mom laugh. I also loved watching movies. I would, you know, recreate scenes for my mom.
I'm James.
Butler's first major scenes outside of the family living room came as a teenager on Disney and Nickelodeon shows like Hannah Montana and Zoe 101.
I learned how to find my light and hit my mark and remember my lines.
Was there ever a moment, Austin, where you were like, maybe this just isn't going to work out?
Yeah, there were many times, many times. But I didn't have a plan B. I tested out of high school when I was 15. I didn't go to college. I've never had a real job, but I had a moment, especially after my mom passed away, where my whole world sort of shifted, and I started looking at material that I was working with and just going, it just feels so vapid right now. Is what I'm doing, does it matter at all? And I was having trouble finding joy in it.
Butler found his joy all the way across the country on Broadway.
I came and worked in New York when I was 20, and I just fell in love with theater.
He made his debut starring alongside Denzel Washington in The Iceman Cometh. And despite some understandable nerves, Butler quickly impressed his iconic co-star.
I memorized the entire 4-hour play, everyone's lines, and he's watching me the whole table read. I'm just going for it 100%, the entire table read. And I think because he saw certain things, then he started to kind of take me under his wing, and he was very, very kind to me.
And it wasn't just for being your partner in Iceman Cometh, but because he called Baz and said, this kid is really good. You got to give him a good look for Elvis.
I'm so grateful to him for that.
I want to thank my mom, who I know is smiling down right now. Mama, I love you so much.
What do you think she's thinking as she watches what's happening to her son?
You know, I think she'd be very proud. And yeah, she sacrificed so much. You know, like she quit her job to drive me to auditions and drive me to acting class, and she'd wait outside and then drive all the way back down to Orange County. And when she was in high school, she wanted to be an actor. And so I think I'm sort of getting to live this life for both of us in that way. And she was my best friend, and so I think she'd be happy.
Well, you've done her very proud.
We've had our Oprah moments.
No, I didn't.
Jeez, I wasn't expecting this. Lord have mercy.
And if you have not seen Elvis yet, it's streaming on HBO Max. Our thanks to Victor's here in New York for hosting Willie's Conversation with Austin. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sit Down podcast to hear the full interview with Austin Butler. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.